Welcome to Reread, where I'm rereading through the expanded universe in chronological order. Folks, I am on book 3 of the Star Wars Adventures, written by Ryder Wenham for episode 2, and this is called The Hostage Princess. And this one is obviously based on Mace Windu, as you can see by the cover. It starts off where they're still arguing, the queen and her princess, her daughter, are still arguing who gets to marry Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan's like, look, I'm not marrying anyone. You know, it's like, well, you did hold my hand, and the last person to hold my hand was my ex-husband. Like, that's some ritual to hold the queen's hand, is to propose to her or whatnot. And the princess goes, yeah, you can see what happened to see what happened to Dad. Like, I guess he's dead now. And then they start calling each other's names. And I don't know who calls who this name, but someone says, you fortress wrecker, home wrecker. Fortress, because they live in a fortress, I guess. I don't know. Ryder has a great sense of humor, and it got me chuckling. The whole opening scene, because Butler Swan is still egging, kind of poking fun at Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan was like, shut up. This is serious. He's like, look, I'm not marrying anyone. He's like, okay, well, we'll fight over him. It's a duel. Me versus you, daughter, And she's like, okay, fine, a duel for Obi-Wan's heart. The loser walks away from Obi-Wan's heart. He's like, no one is walking away from my heart. He's like, I'm not marrying anyone. I'm married to the Force and whatnot. Anakin is just loving this, by the way, which, Obi-Wan chides him on, but it's just a very good comedic moment. Mace Windu arrives with Kit Fisto. It says he was attending a memorial service for Yara Poof. Now, here's the thing. I thought, do I have to move up the Jango Fett and Zam Wesell comic books? Obviously, Ryder Wenham put that in there because the books had recently come out, and he thought he'd connect both of them. But if I recall, Jango Fett and Zam Wesell happen while Boba is still a little bit young. Like, Boba's still playing with toys in that series, where right now, he's kind of grown up a little bit more. I think a year has passed since there. And so Boba wouldn't be playing with toys now. He's actually going on missions too with his dad. And I think this book will solidify that again, because I think Boba Fett and Jango Fett are in the next. I know Jango Fett is, but I think Boba's in it too, helping him out. So I thought about moving up those two comic books right behind this, but then I realized, well, with so much going on, you can have a memorial service for him later on. And so that's probably what they did, either months later or even a year later. That's okay. You can have a memorial service, a celebration of life or whatnot. I've seen people do that. I had someone pass away last year, and they did something in memory of them 2 months later, just because that's the time they could get together. And when you're talking about thousands of Jedi, tens of thousands stretched across the galaxy, maybe that was the time for them to memorialize Yara Poof. But I thought interesting that Ryder Wenham wanted to make that connection. That's what the EU is all about, is making those connections. So Mace Windu decides to take what happens is, there's a Hutt involved with this whole shenanigan. He was the one who had the fake starship, Grodu the Hutt, and the Senator of Fondor was in on this the whole time. He was in on the scheme. He's saying, hey, look, it came apart because they're a Jedi. He's like, yeah, you need to. They're on that moon planet right now. Send some droids down there to destroy them. And so he sends a droid army down there. The princess never wanted to marry Obi-Wan. It turns out that she has a lover. She hasn't told her lover that she's the queen, because she didn't want him freaking out. But his name is Wrench, spelled with an R, not W. And so they're in love. They're about to hit the spaceport to get off the planet and live together someplace on another planet. But then the droids attack and confiscate the airport. So now she's kind of held hostage. She's the hostage princess. And Mace Windu decides to go with the Skull Queen to save her. And the Skull Queen's upset because the princess is supposed to be married to the head of the Prince Alto of the Raptor clan. That's to have peace between the two clans. If she does not marry him, there will not be any peace. So she wants her daughter back. Mace, Kit Fisto, and Butler Swan go after, try to save the princess from the droid takeover on the planet. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan and Anakin are put off to the side of the story. They're supposed to guard the tribe and make sure if the droids come and invade, they will be the last line of defense. Now, Anakin's kind of confused, like, hey, wait, why didn't you pick us to go? We're the best fighters. And Obi-Wan's like, well, that's why he left us here, Padawan, because we're the best fighters who can defend the clan. But Obi-Wan knows why, because Mace Windu does not want the Skull Queen to fall in love with Obi-Wan. He's trying to separate them. So if Obi-Wan's the hero again, it may make her more in love with Obi-Wan. And so Obi-Wan's kind of thankful for Mace Windu for not letting him come along, but at the same time, he is kind of worried about the Skull Queen. Mace Windu, of course, tears things up. He attacks a snake. Of course, kills lots of droids, because you can kill droids in a kid's book. I should mention that the snake was mentioned in the second book. The little boy that Anakin meets throws a rock, and Anakin thinks that it was at him, but he threw it behind Anakin and hit this really dangerous snake on the planet that it'll wrap itself around you and squeeze you like a boa constrictor. And when the rock hit him, the snake recoiled, and Anakin was able to kind of duck out of the way. Well, now the snake sneaks on, just kind of gets on one of the ships by accident and starts squeezing the pilot. And it's a cool scene. Mace Windu kind of rolls around it and then sticks its lightsaber right through its head and kills it. It was really cool. But anyway, they rescue the princess. The princess is in the hospital, and she tells the prince that she has to marry... she tells her boyfriend, Wrench, that she has to marry the prince and that she's a princess. I'm sorry I've been lying to you, and now they want me to marry this prince. I don't want to do it. I want to marry you. He goes, well, I got something to tell you. Yeah, he's the prince of the Raptor clan. Okay, whatever. So now they're in love. And she says, wait, you need to leave immediately. He's like, why's that? Because it's our wedding day and you can't see the bride. It's bad luck for the groom to see the bride. Now, it's just a joke in there that Ryder put in there, which I thought was fun. The Skull Queen is fine about Obi-Wan leaving, even though she will miss him. And Obi-Wan kind of lifts her chin up and goes, hey, it's okay. Like, we can be friends and whatnot. She's asking him if he'll come back. He said, well, I don't know wherever the galaxy takes me, baby. Well, she plants one on him. She kisses Obi-Wan. It's almost like a little bit of a romantic interest in here, because Obi-Wan's just kind of embarrassed about it. But I was like, wow, I don't remember this. So Skull Queen had the hots for Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan was like, I didn't stop her kissing me. Yay. Gave Anakin a high five. That's how you do it, boyo. No, he didn't say that. But I did find that interesting. Now, afterwards, it moves into the next book, which is about Jango Fett. Jango Fett gets a call by Darth Tyranius, who says, hey, Grogu has failed us. He's played his hand. He's an idiot. This whole scheme on Fondor was supposed to go according to plan. He screwed it up, so now you're going to have to assassinate him. And Jango Fett's like, I'm on the job. What's that all about? Well, I'll talk about it next time.